Hey everybody, so it's a really big day today. It's my baby shower. It's also the day that I usually film things for you guys, so I'm kind of doing multiple things. But I have something super exciting to show you in the garden. You may remember about 4 weeks ago or so, I planted some seeds, I planted some starts in my garden, and it hasn't really been that exciting to give you an update until now. But today I feel like there's some real substantial growth, so I wanted to show you what can happen in a month in your garden. You guys want to come with me and let's check it out? Let's go. Okay, what have we got? What have we got? Besides this giant celery. Hello. It's taller than me. Yeah, definitely taller than me. Look at those beautiful artichokes and a beetle. Big beetle. So this is what happens when you don't pick your artichokes on time. Pretty though, right? I just chopped off the last edible ones. These ones are obviously too small, but just had those for dinner the other night, and now I'm just gonna enjoy this gorgeous display. Look at that with the verbena in the background. I love spring. Then we have pepper plants, which these were, you might remember, planted last year, and then they stayed over the winter, and they do go down to very much like this, sticks. But in the spring, they start to leaf out again. That's because I live in a really warm climate. If you don't live in a climate that's like Southern California, where it stays pretty warm in the winter, you wanna take these indoors so they don't freeze. But that's why I like to plant them in pots, also because they like to have very warm roots. And look at that. You can see we already have, there's a bunch more down here hiding, but we have some amazing peppers growing already. So, and lots of flowers, meaning we'll get more. So we have these ones, I thought they were the Thai hot chili peppers. I now think they're the Jimmy Nardello peppers, which is an Italian variety that doesn't get too spicy. Because I tried to make chili sauce with these and it was nothing. But that being said, these other guys here, these are fish peppers, and they're really cool because they have variegated leaves and variegated fruits, meaning they have like this white and green stripe. Purple, I'm not sure where that's coming from. I'm sure it's fine. And these are very spicy, so I was able to mix some of these into my chili, and it brought up the spice level, thank goodness. I have always had these citrus trees up here. I just have to make sure to fertilize these guys when the growing season starts. So in the spring, I get a citrus fertilizer and I apply it, and that provides a lot of new growth. So I'm gonna show you what's been going on here. This is a kaffir lime tree, and this is what the new growth looks like. It's got like this purpley tint, new tender leaves, and they get it green like that. And we've got flowers, little mini fruit that you can see forming in the center there. And then we've got fruit, which actually on this plant isn't that exciting because you don't do anything with this stuff. Last year I tried to make jam with it and it was terrible. It's actually the leaf that you use in cooking, and this is used in a lot of Thai cooking. Probably, you know, other Southeast Asian cuisine as well. You would definitely recognize the scent of this. It's incredible. Also, you know what would be good for this is some kind of like bath product. If you could like get the essence of this, it's like a spa. It's amazing. Next to the kaffir lime, we have a cherimoya tree. This is also very young. It's got a lot of new growth on here, so that's how I know it's doing really well. I was given this as a gift a few months ago and planted it right here in the bed, and it is looking very happy, but it's probably a couple years off from giving me any cherimoyas. That's okay, we'll just let it do its thing. On the other side of the kaffir lime, we have one of our mandarins. Same thing, we get to fertilize this, and then that gives us these little baby fruits. A lot of people don't know this, but citrus doesn't ripen in the summer, it ripens in the winter. That's why a lot of people get oranges in their Christmas stockings, because that's when they're ripe. But come winter time, this will be covered in mandarins. And then we have my little apple tree that Basically, it's Jack and the Beanstalk and wants to like grow up to heaven and not actually grow any branches. I don't know what to tell you, but I grafted this when it was this big. And I grafted a Fuji apple onto here. It's supposed to be a Fuji apple. Guess we'll just wait until next year and see if we get anything. And another mandarin over behind it. This guy has had a lot of random health issues, but it's starting to look a lot better. Let's see. Oh, I have my sweet potatoes I planted in here. Nothing too exciting, but they're growing. Okay. Okay, the most exciting thing here is this. Tomato City, hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, aren't they glorious? They're glorious. Just tell me they're glorious. I swear they've grown a foot in a week. It's insane. That's what happens when they take off, they take off. So we have all the different varieties, plus a few little volunteers that popped up that I'm kind of still waiting to see what they are. But I tried to space them out at like 2-3 feet, which is what you're supposed to do. You can see how when these grow, they're gonna really crowd. So yeah, and also you can see that it's good that I got my cages in, because look, these things just grow, and then I try to flop the branches over as they grow, and you'd be surprised how heavy they get, and they will just fall over, and then if they don't get airflow, they get mold. So you just really, come and pay attention. I also had some green tomato hornworms on these guys this week, which was really shocking. They also like to eat melons and cucumbers. So I found one yesterday on here, and that made me very angry. And I squished it immediately. So I picked it off the bottom, I squished it, and then I applied spinosad, which you might remember is the caterpillar killer. So this is an okra right here, and that's an okra right there. I left the volunteers of the cucamelons in this bed because it's the appropriate bed. And I was considering maybe trying to get a smaller trellis in behind here. It's not gonna get a lot of sun once all of these other melons grow up on here. But these guys just volunteer like crazy in my garden every year. And I'm like, I like them, so I might as well see what happens. If they ever compromise my okra or my hot ogan melon here, then I'll rip them out, because that's the main thing I wanna grow here. And the hot ogan melon is right here. There's 2 of them. It's kind of taking off a little slower. Noir de Calme melon. I'm trying to pronounce it properly. It's French. Another volunteer of the cucamelon there. So that, and then I have another one on this side. I like to have, if I have the space, a minimum of 2 plants of each thing that I'm growing, because if something happens to one, then... And moving on to the corn! Ah! Oh my gosh. This stuff is growing. I swear it grew like 6 inches since yesterday. It is going crazy. The only one that isn't is this one. I don't know why. There's always one. Actually, there's 2. Probably should have done that a little earlier on, but it took forever for this second one to sprout. So, also, I mounded, I don't know if you can see this, but what is this bug doing here? Get out of there. A lot of potato bugs. I mounded up around each stalk because these corn, you'll notice they get really floppy. So at a certain point, you want to do some mounding like that and just give them a little extra support. Even that at a certain point isn't going to be enough. So I usually stake them. I get I got my plastic stakes, and I give each one a stake, and I tie it very loosely with some string, some twine near the bottom, and that keeps it upright. So you'll notice, especially when they get really tall, it could be an issue. I've had them fall over on me. Then we have some carrots. Didn't grow quite as many as I thought it would, but a few carrots in here. And these are the radishes, which I think I'm supposed to be harvesting now, because the whole name of the radish is 18-day radish, and it's certainly been in here longer than that. So there you go. It's a French variety of a radish, and it's quite pretty, isn't it? I'll rinse this off and then maybe take a bite of that. Then we have Mizuna. Mizuna is a Japanese brassica, a green. You can use for salads. It's very flavorful. This grew very quickly as well, so definitely a highly recommended variety. My lettuce, I think that might be the only one. And then these are like probably celery volunteers because celery was in here last year. So and you know what, if the lettuce doesn't want to grow, maybe I'll see if the celery wants to grow. I left it in there. And then yesterday I planted some basil and some cilantro here. It's a little bit more of a shady bed, which herbs tend to like. So there you go. And we have finally also one last citrus tree in here, the calamondin from Southeast Asia, which is grown through the roof. And it produced some fruit up there. I couldn't get it, so I'm waiting for the fruit to come in here. Maybe this year is the year. And that, my friends, might be it for the day, only because I have a very exciting shower day coming up. It's going to be a tropical vacation theme because we all need that right now. And people are here getting ready. You may have heard some noise. I just found out this week that I am probably going to have a C-section. And that's due to having some fibroids, which is very, very common. So I'm not worried about it at all. But it's kind of interesting because now I have like an actual date. Hopefully the growth in my garden is exciting to you. It's exciting to me. And I hope that your gardens are also doing really fantastic. So make yourself a pina colada today, because that's what I'm going to be having. Virgin, of course, but and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
The baby will not like that.
You don't think so? Is that bathtub too big for the baby?
You think it's too big for the baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more for you.
Yeah, you can have it for now. You might have to share it in a couple years. Is that not the cutest thing ever? Thank you so much. I love
You're
it.
welcome.
We're gonna play the game.
11.
11?